Hello everyone, I'm Oliver, and a warm welcome to day 30 of the 50 Days Software Architecture class. In day 29, we explored asynchronous communication and message queues like RabbitMQ. Today, we're tackling one of the most debated topics in modern API design, GraphQL versus REST, and when schema-based querying gives you more efficient, flexible, and client-driven data fetching. Let's dive in.
Let's begin day 30 with a comprehensive welcome and roadmap. Today, we compare two dominant API paradigms that power most modern systems. REST, representational state transfer, is resource oriented, using fixed endpoints and HTTP verbs, get, users, post, orders, to perform CRUD operations in a stateless, cache friendly way. GraphQL, by contrast, is schema based. Clients send a single endpoint a query that precisely describes the shape of data they need, and the server returns exactly that structure, no more, no less. The central question we'll answer is, when does schema-based querying become more efficient, flexible, and client-empowering than traditional REST? We'll examine performance, bandwidth, over underfetching, versioning, security, tooling, real-world trade-offs, and how both integrate with day 26 API gateways, day 7 microservices, and day 13 security controls.
This is one of the most practical and frequently debated choices in architecture. Today we go deep so you can decide with confidence.
Here's the expanded roadmap for day 30. We start with a detailed review of REST fundamentals, resource modeling, proper use of HTTP methods, status codes, caching headers, and HATOS. Then we dive deeply into GraphQL fundamentals, a strongly typed schema, client-defined queries, mutations for writes, subscriptions for real-time, and the resolver pattern. We'll do a head-to-head comparison on classic pain points, overfetching and underfetching, versioning strategies, network performance, security considerations, tooling ecosystem, and developer experience. Finally, we'll build a clear decision framework. When GraphQL shines, when REST is still king, and when a hybrid or BFF approach makes sense. This ties back to day 26 API gateways, which confront both day 7 microservices, GraphQL federation, day 13 security auth at gateway, and day 18 observability query cost monitoring. Let's start with a detailed REST deep dive. REST is resource oriented. Everything is a noun like users, orders, or products, accessed via URIs. HTTP verbs clearly express intent, get retrieves, post creates, put/patch updates, and delete removes. Status codes are semantic and rich. 201 created with location header, 204 no content, and 400 bad request. 401 unauthorized, 403 forbidden, 404 not found, 429 too many requests, and 500 server error. HATOS, or hypermedia, as the engine of application state, embeds links in responses so clients discover next actions dynamically. Strengths include excellent caching support via eTag and cache control headers, and statelessness for horizontal scaling. Finally, REST boasts an extremely mature ecosystem of tools, proxies, and standards. REST's classic pain points: overfetching. A single endpoint often returns more data than the client actually needs, e.g., /users/123 returns full profile, even if only name is required. Underfetching forces multiple round trips, get user, then get orders, then get products per order. Versioning usually means new endpoints like v1/users versus v2/users, leading to sprawl and client migration pain. The response shape is fixed by the server. Clients have no control over what fields are returned. GraphQL fundamentals. Everything happens through a single endpoint via post request containing a query string. The schema is strongly typed and introspectable. Clients can query the schema itself for documentation. Clients write exactly what data they need. No overfetching, no underfetching. Mutations handle writes with input validation. Subscriptions provide real-time updates via WebSockets when data changes.
GraphQL query example. A client asks for a user's name, email, and order, IDs, totals. Only those fields are returned. No overfetching. Nested relationships, user, orders, are resolved in a single round trip. Fragments let you reuse selection sets. Aliases rename fields for clarity. This eliminates multiple REST calls and excess data transfer. Head-to-head comparison. Overfetching is common in REST, extra fields sent. GraphQL eliminates it. Underfetching forces REST clients to make multiple calls. GraphQL resolves everything in one. Versioning in REST usually means new endpoints. GraphQL evolves the schema safely with deprecation. The N+1 problem, repeated queries in nested loops, is mitigated in GraphQL with data loader batching. GraphQL security: limit query depth and complexity to prevent denial of service attacks. Rate limit per user or by calculated query cost. Use JWT or OAuth tokens in headers. Authorize at the field level, not just endpoint, for fine-grained control. GraphQL tooling, Apollo Server, Node.js, and Apollo Client, React, etc., form a popular full stack. Relay is Facebook's opinionated, high-performance client. Hasura instantly turns databases into GraphQL APIs. Federation, Apollo Federation, lets multiple teams maintain independent subschemas that compose into one gateway. When to choose GraphQL? When mobile or web clients have very different data needs from the same backend. When dealing with deeply nested or relational data that would require multiple REST calls. When requirements evolve rapidly and you want to avoid endpoint proliferation. In bandwidth-constrained environments, mobile, IoT, where minimizing payload size is critical.
When to stick with REST for simple CRUD operations where fixed endpoints are sufficient. When strong HTTP caching like CDNs or browser cache is critical, REST caching is mature and widely supported. For public APIs where broad ecosystem support matters, when data shapes are predictable and stable over time. Hybrid approaches: many teams run REST and GraphQL side by side behind the same API gateway. Backend for frontend pattern uses GraphQL to tailor responses per client type. Strangler pattern gradually replaces REST endpoints with GraphQL. Gateway routes traffic to either based on path or header. Performance comparison: REST often suffers from overfetching, sending unnecessary data, and wasting bandwidth. GraphQL delivers precise payloads but can hit N+1 problems, mitigated with data loader or batching. Caching in REST uses mature HTTP mechanisms. GraphQL uses persisted queries or client-side caching. GraphQL usually wins on latency with a single call versus multiple REST round trips. Security comparison: REST authorization is endpoint level, coarse-grained. GraphQL supports field-level authorization, extremely granular. Rate limiting is simpler on fixed REST endpoints. GraphQL requires query cost analysis or complexity limiting to prevent DOS via deep or complex queries. Tooling and ecosystem: REST benefits from OpenAPI/Swagger for specs, Postman for testing, and mature proxies and CDNs. GraphQL has Apollo ecosystem, Relay for React, Hasura for instant APIs, and federation tools. Developer experience is often superior with GraphQL due to introspection and built-in docs. REST remains dominant in legacy systems and public APIs.
GraphQL Federation. Multiple teams maintain independent subschemas for their domains. A gateway composes them into a single unified schema for clients. Apollo Federation, V1 and V2, is the leading implementation. This enables true microservices ownership while providing clients a single GraphQL endpoint, real-world decision framework. Choose GraphQL for mobile-first apps, deeply nested, relational data, or when schema evolves frequently and you want to avoid endpoint sprawl. Stick with REST for simple CRUD when strong HTTP caching is critical, or for public APIs with wide ecosystem support. Hybrid is common: GraphQL for internal apps, REST for external public. Measure actual bandwidth savings, latency, and developer velocity to decide. Common pitfalls. In GraphQL, N+1 problem without data loader, batching kills performance. In REST, endpoint explosion from versioning creates maintenance hell. Both suffer from security misconfiguration at the gateway. The classic anti-pattern: we already overfetch, so why bother with GraphQL? Misses the deeper benefits of flexibility and bandwidth savings.
Recapping day 30, we did a head-to-head deep dive between REST and GraphQL.
Covered overfetching, underfetching, versioning, performance, security, tooling, and real-world decision frameworks. The key takeaway: choose REST or GraphQL, or both, based on your client needs, data complexity, and trade-offs. Neither is universally superior, but one will fit your use case far better. Day 30 of the 50 Days Software Architecture class on YouTube, moderated by Anastasia and Irene. Today's focus is on GraphQL versus REST, a head-to-head deep dive into two dominant API paradigms, with special emphasis on when and why schema-based querying delivers more efficient, flexible, and client-driven data fetching compared to traditional REST endpoints. The session is designed to run 18 to 22 minutes, approximately 60 words per minute, total word count 1900 to 1950, with natural delivery and significantly expanded explanations, including detailed pros and cons comparisons, real-world decision frameworks, migration patterns, performance benchmarks, security considerations, and integration with prior microservices, API gateway, and cloud-native concepts to help you make informed architectural choices. We've organized it into 20 slides, each with 4 bullet points and much longer, more detailed conversational scripts from both moderators to offer richer context, nuanced trade-off discussions, practical examples, benchmark insights, and strategic guidance. To ensure more equal time distribution, Anastasia and Irene alternate leading sections more evenly. Anastasia handles slides 1 to 5 and 11 to 15, covering the intro, REST deep dive, and comparison basics. Irene leads slides 6 to 10 and 16 to 18 for the GraphQL deep dive and advanced use cases, and slides 19 to 20 are shared for recap and closing. This builds on Day 26's API gateway patterns, Day 8's RESTful design, and aligns with Day 2's Solid for designing flexible, client-centric interfaces. Pauses, transitions, and visuals, including GraphQL query diagrams, REST overfetching examples, and performance comparison charts, will enhance the flow and aid in decision-making. Day 31 covers front-end architecture patterns such as MVC and MVVM in web applications.
Homework: pick a small feature in an app you know and compare how you'd implement it with REST versus GraphQL. Note over-under fetching, round trips, and versioning impact. Questions from today? Drop them in the comments. Irene and I will respond. Thanks so much for joining us. If this helped, give it a like, share with your network, and subscribe for the full series.
That's Day 30, REST versus GraphQL, a full deep dive. We compared overfetching, versioning, performance, security, and when to choose each. If you're loving the series, please subscribe for the remaining days and support us on Buy Me a Coffee. Every coffee helps us keep creating free, high-quality content. Thank you for watching.